Hi everybody and happy Earth Day! Wish we could be together on this Earth Day because it is the 50th anniversary of Earth Day. It's kind of a big and important thing. But we're here virtually, so that's going to be pretty good as well. Today we're continuing what we started on Monday by thinking about how to choose good sources, and also I want you to start thinking about who is the audience for your paper. Usually when we write a research paper, we write for a class, and we write because we have to do the assignment. But for this one, I really want you to think about who would be most interested in reading your paper, other than, say, me or the class as a whole. Is there somebody specific, a friend or a relative, or even me, who would be really, really excited about the topic that you're writing about? And I want you to start thinking about who that person is and how you can help fill in the gaps for what that person might still need to know. So we're going to take a quick look at how to do a little more thinking about our topic and putting our ideas out on the page. And we're also going to take a look at what are some other ways to collect good resources to help you get started in analyzing your resources, which will happen more next week. Before we get started, I'm sure that you're really wondering what's going on with Piper. So it's a good time to check in with the Piper Corgi Cam and see what she's up to. So let's take a look. Yesterday when we checked in, or Monday I should say, when we checked in on her, she was sound asleep. And she seems to be doing that a lot, and she seems to be getting into these unusual poses, kind of like a Hollywood movie star. But let's see what she's doing today. Maybe she's a little more active. Well, let's take a look at the Corgi Cam. So on Monday I asked you to do a thinking writing entry, a free write, about what it is that you still wanted to know about your topic, what you were wondering about, what you were thinking about. Today I want to shift that a little bit, and I want to have you do a free write about what it is you think that your readers might want to know. So when we research, we're often doing it in order to teach ourselves or others something new. And like I said before, your audience is really going to help you shape how you want to do your research. So one of the first questions I'd like for you to think about today is, what do I think people who might want to learn from my research may not already know. So now you're not just thinking about what you know or don't know, but you're also trying to anticipate what it is that your audience or your reader may not know and may want to learn about. Once you have that question down on the page, the next thing that you want to think about is, what will I have to find out so I can be sure they learn about those parts of this topic. So, watch how I do this with my topic, which is about Michigan frogs and their relationship to the environment. So the first thing I think about before I write, and I'm trying to think what people who are learning from my research may not already know. So my topic is Michigan frogs. I'm guessing that people already know a little bit about frogs and their development. So I'm going to write down, I think people already know about how frogs develop. This is something that everyone learns at some point in school, and what their life cycle might be like. So I'm guessing I don't really need to spend a ton of time researching the life cycle of a frog, because people probably already know about that, since that's something you learn about in like first or second grade. So now I'm thinking, what do they need to know about? Well, I'm gonna say, I think my readers may want to know why frogs are so important to scientists to make them want to monitor their populations. So that's something I'm not even sure about, and I think it might interest my readers. I think I would want to show readers the characteristics of frogs that make them so special. And I think the word I'm looking for here is vulnerable to pollution and other environmental hazards. In order to show this, I need to be able to explain the relationship between Michigan frogs and the specific habitats where they live. So, do you see what I'm doing here? I'm kind of starting with what my readers already might know. And those are just the basic things about frogs that I think probably most people know. And then I'm shifting into, what do I think they want to know? So here I said, they may want to know. And then I shift into, how would I make that happen? I would want to show them this, and I need to be able to do that. So that's going to kind of guide my research in a specific direction. So one area I might need to research is about the chemicals that get into air and water to impact frog survival. And that leads me to a question that's really kind of scratching at the surface of my topic, which is, what do frogs need to thrive? So if an animal is just surviving, it's just getting by. It's kind of maintaining its balance. It's got enough of the predator-prey relationship to keep it going. But if it's thriving, it's doing really well. And I'm wondering if that's maybe a question that I need to include in my research. So even before I start taking notes, even before I start reading my sources, I'm already thinking about, who are my readers? What do I think people who might want to learn from my research may not already know? And what will I have to find out so I can be sure they learn about those parts of this topic? And this might help some of you figure out what exactly you need to research and not go down sort of a rabbit hole researching something that doesn't really go with what you think your readers may want to know. The other thing that you might want to consider, and I'll write this at the bottom, is your readers, and I'll put plural, so let's imagine you want to have more than one reader. So your readers' attitudes about your topic, and also your readers' feelings about your topic. So in this way, frogs, they're not really a controversial topic that I'm researching. There might be a little bit of controversy if I start bringing in to the picture what's happening in terms of pollution and the choices that we're making as people. But if I mention frogs, some people might be a little squeamish about frogs. They might not really like them. They might think they're slimy. So I might have some readers who are a little reluctant to learn more about frogs because they just don't like frogs. So that would be a little bit of their feelings and also maybe a little bit of their attitudes as well. But in your topic, you might have something that's maybe a little bit more debatable or that has a little bit more of a controversy to it, and you want to take into consideration what your audience is going to think about that.